Hi, I am Karthik Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me, so I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Tasneem. I'm the senior manager at 98 percentile in the HR department. And today we did a wonderful drive with XLR. It was amazing right from the very beginning, from the very first day when I got in touch with them till today. I think it was an extremely smooth journey with them. There were multiple follow-ups done by the representatives in order to check that we would be, what time would be coming, how many people would be coming, what vehicle we would get. To that extent, they were so precise in giving all the information to us. it was extremely great to get associated with them and have a drive at XLR campus. So we are very, very happy that we got a chance to do this. Now, coming to the students, what XLR had, I think they were extremely enthusiastic. They were well prepared. They were aware of what they are coming for. I think there was some back-end preparation which they did that was commendable. They also were very confident and they were open to any kind of thing we were asking them to do. That was I think the best part. Now, I really hope we have a very, very fruitful association with each one of them and XLR in future. We are really looking forward to have many more drives like this.
Hi everyone, my name is Prachi Sharma and I'm the Senior Project Manager for IT Department at 90th percentile. So today we were here for this IT bootcamp, right, this technical drive and at XLR. So it was a great experience and I would feel that the students, they are the freshers, right, but it doesn't seem like that. So if I talk about their technical and cognitive ability, they all seems pretty good in that and that's what I felt. And I guess they have been taught pretty well at XLR, so that's how they have performed good in their aptitude and the technical tests. So I wish them all the best and it was a very great experience over here.
Hi, this is Patan, Technology Consulting Manager from 98th percentile. We visited XLR for the campus placement drive and it went very well today. Miss Ambika, Miss Pragati, everyone received us greatly here and we had a lot of enjoyable time here. The students even had great experience with us. They were interactive, they had good aptitude and all the technological skills they showed. I think they were all well and we really appreciate their time that they spared to us and I think we will be doing a great job. We are expecting a lot of people to be hired from them. Let's see. It was a great experience altogether.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
From entering into the cyber tower to exiting out of this tower, the XLR team has been received me with such a care and pleasure.
I am the part of this XLR since 4 months. From the third month itself, they have conducted the placement sessions from the third month itself, and this is the fourth month, and this is the 98th percentile is one of the placement drive I have attended so far, and attending to this drive is such a good experience for me. All the HRs and the team made us feel very comfortable and confident.
XLR helped me a lot, and I experienced a lot of things today. So I'm really hope to be I placed in that company. I'm confident about that. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Please respond in the chat box. So please inform your friends also to join. Okay, we'll start the session within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, we'll jump to the session. So today we have Miss Surya with us. Yes, Surya, you can take up the class. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, Chinna. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Yeah, good morning. Is my audio and video clear to you all? Let me know the update in the chat box. Yeah, it's clear. Thank you, Harpriya, for confirming. Yeah, today is the last session, programming skills. I mean, these sessions. Ask me if you have any doubts in previous sessions or which are not covered in this session as well. So you can ping me in the chat box. I'll address your query. We can discuss that. If you don't have any doubts, let's proceed. Please confirm me in the chat box. Any doubts or can we proceed? I didn't get any response. Could you please explain static binding and dynamic binding? Sure, Haripriya. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll proceed for today class and we'll discuss in last 10 minutes. Is that okay, Haripriya? Today we don't have quiz. Is that okay? Yeah, sure. And please remind me, I mean, by the end of the session, like before 10 minutes, we'll discuss on that. So others are saying we can proceed. Yeah. So today is the last session, and today we are going to like we don't have any particular concept to discuss. So I'll give you some programming challenges and I'll give you the time. So you have to prepare the logic and you have to put it in the chat box. Okay. And before that, as you are told that I mean, you are clear with all the previous concept. Can I ask you questions on this, on the previous sessions, what we have covered? Okay, then I'll ask you the question. What is JDK full form? What is JDK full form? Yeah, Java Development Toolkit. And what is JRE? Full form. Yeah, Java Runtime Environment. And I think I'm not sure. I didn't take in this class JDK, JRE, and other what we have the architecture of the Java. So yeah, I think Abhishek sir took that class. So I'm not sure what topics he covered. So uh, just check architecture of Java. How this Java JDK useful and how JRE and why JVM is useful and where this JVM and JDK will, I mean, uh, in which JRE and JVM will be there, like is it in JDK or something else? Just see the architecture of Java. Definitely these questions will ask in interview rounds, like level 1 interview rounds. After that, what is variable? What is variable? Yeah, yes, correct, Satvika. What about others? Yeah, we can store any value. Like we need something to refer that value. Yes. And uh, what are conditions? Like conditional statements available in Java? What are they? What are conditional statements? Yes. If else if later, switch statement. Yes. Okay, which statement is used to uh, skip the current iteration and move on to the next iteration? Yes, you are correct, Haripriya. What about others? Which statement will skip the current iteration of the loop and continue with the next iterations? Yes, it's continue statement. And which statement will come out, exit from the loop, like come out of the loop? Yes, break. Correct. Break statement. And why loops are useful? Why loops are useful? Yes. Yeah. To perform repeated tasks, yeah, based on the condition. Like to make process continue till condition become fail. Yes, correct, Swami. So I know from which iteration to which iteration my code should execute. So which loop is better to use in this case? You know the base condition. Which loop will be suitable? We can use any loop, but which is the best one, better one to use? Yes, for loop. Good. And what if you don't know the base condition, like the initialization point and the base condition? Yes, it's while loop. And which loop will execute at least once without verifying the condition? Yeah, yes, do while loop will execute at least once, and after that it will check the condition. Yes, right. And what is a prime number? Yes, which is divisible by one and itself, and not any other factors. Yes, correct. And what are factors? What will be factors of a number? Yes, which will exactly divisible. Yes, correct. Yeah, which divides the number. Good. And what is an array? Yeah, collection of same data types holds multiple values of same type. Yes. Can we store heterogeneous data elements in array? No. What is 2D array? Yeah, it's like matrix array of arrays. It's array of arrays, right, Satvika? We already discussed 2D arrays, two-dimensional arrays. Yeah. And why operators are needed in Java? No problem, Satvika. 2D means two-dimensional array. Oh, why operators are useful? Yeah, to perform some calculations and tasks. Uh, what type of operators, logical operators, are available in Java? Logical operators. Yeah, and or not is exactly. So when and condition will fail, or is when and condition is true, logical and. Yes, if both statements are true, then only true, or is false. Good. When the or condition will be false, logical or will be false. When it will be false. Yes, if both are false, then logical or will be false. If any one of the statement is true, then it will be true only. Good. And what are relational operators available? Yes, relational operators are useful for comparison, right? We have greater than, less than, equals to, double equals to, greater than or equals to, less than or equal to, not equal to. Yes, correct. And what is the syntax for scanner class? Like you are trying to create object for scanner class to take the input from user. So what is the syntax? Yes, it's correct, Soumya. What about others? Yes, most of you are correct, like scanner, and then you have to declare the variable, and then equals to new scanner of, within the brackets you have to mention system dot in. Yep, it's correct. And I want to take integer value from the user using scanner, like I want to take it from user only using scanner class. So how can we do that? I want to store it in n, integer n value, sorry, n variable. Yes, it's correct. Int n equal to s dot next int. Yes. What if I want to take string as input? I want to take input, I mean string input from the user using scanner class. Yes, we can use next or next line. Yes, correct. What is palindrome? Yeah. If we read it from left to right or right to left, it will be same only. Okay. And what are all the types of string creation we have? How many types we can create a string in Java? Three types. What are they? Yes, using new keyword, literal, and converting character array to string. Good. So I have created a string using literal. So in which memory location it will go and store? Yeah, string Perl. I created a string using new keyword. In which memory location it will allocate the memory for that value? Yes, heap memory. What is the main difference between double equals and dot equals method? Yes, double equals to compass both the content and also the reference like memory location. But dot equals check only checks and compass the content itself. That's it. It doesn't care where in which memory location it's stored, whether it is in string pool or heap memory or whatever it is. And if strings are immutable in Java, strings am I using like using string class? Is it strings are immutable? Yes, those are immutable. So immutable is nothing but we can't change it once we create it. So did you remember why strings are immutable? I already explained that thing using some diagram, string pool, heap memory and all. Did you remember why strings are immutable? Okay. So can we make strings mutable with any concept in Java? What are they? Okay, string buffer and string builder. Like when you will use string builder and when you will prefer to use string buffer. Yeah, if it is a multi-threaded environment, it's better to use string buffer or else string builder. And which one has higher performance I mean, between string buffer and builder, which one has higher performance? Yes, obviously string builder because it is not supporting multi-threaded environment. Yep. And then what are searching algorithms we have covered? Linear search and binary search. In linear search, at which position the searching will start? From which position the searching and comparison will start? From first to last element. Yes. In the binary search, at which position the comparison will start, the searching will start? Yes, based on the mid position. Yes, correct. What is the time complexity in binary search? Order of log n. Yes, order of log n. What is the time complexity then in binary search? Sorry, space complexity. Yes, it's constant order of 1. And what is the time complexity and space complexity in linear search? Order of n is the time complexity and order of 1 is the space complexity because in linear search we have to search linearly from starting point to end point, right? So time complexity will be order of n. And what is the time complexity for bubble sort? Yes, order of n square. Yeah, correct. It's order of n square. What is the time space complexity then? Order of 1. Great. What is the time complexity for merge sort and quick sort? Yes. For both merge sort and quick sort, what is the time complexity? Yes, it's order of n log n. What is the space complexity then? Yes, it's order of n because we need to take extra space, extra array to store the elements. Correct. And why do we need data structures? I mean, data structures and algorithms. Yeah, to structurize or to arrange the data. So once we structurize or organize the data, we can easily do operations on it. And what are the string operations available? Just give any few examples. We have many inbuilt operations, I mean inbuilt methods, but give few. Okay. Give any few methods. Yes, to lowercase to uppercase. Reverse is available in string builder and string buffer. Yes. Index of caret. Yes. Great. What are non-primitive data types available in Java? Give few examples. Yes, strings, arrays. Yeah, string array class, etc. Yes. And what is typecasting? Conversion of one type of data to another type. Yes, what is widening then? Is it big to small or small to big? Yeah, converting from smaller type to large type. What is narrowing then? Big to small. Yes, correct. Great. Then you all remember the classes and you are listening to the classes. Great, great response. So now, and I asked you to do some task yesterday, right? Like use all the OOPS concepts for any real world example. Have you done that? Yes, ma'am. But while writing program, yeah, Satvika, are you facing any difficulty somewhat? Okay. No, like I understood that you all learn the concepts and we all done few programs, right? So practice every day. Like take one program from HackerRank or Lead Code sites and try to build logic on your own and try to spend 15 to 20 minutes to get that logic. If you're not getting that logic in your mind, then go ahead and see other submissions. You can go to other sites to get that output, sorry, to get that logic as well. So just spend 15 to 20 minutes to get the logic. If you are not getting that logic, just go ahead and see other submissions. Like you could see what other people are submitted, what is the best solution. So after seeing that, try to debug that why they have written this condition, after this why this and this. So try to debug that, like try to dry run the code. So once you done that, you could understand, okay, this is why they have used this one, so this is why they didn't use this one. So do this on every day, like maybe from today to at least 1 month. From next month onwards, you could able to build logic on your own. So practice is the main piece, Africa. It's normal to panic when you're not getting the logic in your mind. So don't worry, it happens with me and others as well. So yeah, have you done yesterday's task? Like I asked you to use all the WOOPS concept by taking any real world example like hostel, some employee, or bank, whatever it is. Have you done that? I didn't see any response. Have you done or not? Employee details done by using scanner. Great, Satvika. What about others? If you not completed that, just ping no. Fine. Trying to do faster program. Great. Yeah, try to do as many examples you can. Apply all the OOPS concept. Try to apply all the OOPS concepts: static, non-static, polymorphism, inheritance, class, object, everything, abstraction interface. So why others are not responding? Only Satvika responded that she completed one real world example and she is trying to do hostel program. What about others? No? Okay, no issues. Have you faced any difficulty while writing the code, or you didn't get enough time to do that? Why you have not completed? What is the reason? Time, or you stuck on anywhere, like while writing or implementing the logic or code? Satika, Neeraja, Pranjali, Haripriya, Soumya. Okay, busy with project work, so forward. No issues, but try to do one real world example and apply all the OOPS concepts as much as possible. Okay, fine. So I'll give, we already discussed many programs in these sessions from in previous sessions. So I'll give you those programs only, and you have to do that program and put it in the chat box. We'll discuss that. Okay, I'll share my screen. Ma'am, in some programs for each thing, they are using separate method. While taking separate methods, ma'am, we can write in same method, ma'am. Yeah, like why taking different methods means method is like I already mentioned during the session itself, like the each method should perform one task only. It shouldn't perform two tasks like sorting, swapping, and addition, subtraction, these kind of operations, because you can do that in single method itself. But if it is in real world project, if someone comes up and asks you to modify something, you have to modify entire method, right? Where and all it is affecting, you have to modify everything. So instead of doing that, to avoid that, better to use different methods, because we can reuse the methods whenever it is needed, and also the modification is very easy. If someone comes up and asks you to modify anything, it is easy to modify that particular method itself, right? Yeah, great. So the first program is, I will go with small programs and then to higher advanced level programs. First is I'll give you to take the numbers from user itself. I mean input from user. One input, both inputs are integer type. So for example, if A is 40 and B is 70, you have to swap the elements and you have to print like A equal to 70 and B equal to 40. How can you do this? We'll go with smaller. Screen is small. Is my screen small? I'm sharing my screen. Can you all see? Can you all see my screen? It's a large window only, right? It's not small. Okay, great. So I take two inputs from user using scanner class. And if the input is like 40 and 70, you have to swap and you have to uh, give the output as 70 and 40. So we'll go from very easy programs to advanced level. So it is just build the logic. That's it. No need of main method and nothing. Just build the logic and put it in the chat box. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. So it's 11:03. I'll ask it 11:06. Yes, Atika, you have to take input from user. Two inputs which are of integer type. So once you got that input, you have to swap the elements and you have to print like this. So just build the logic, that's it. No need of main method, class declaration and anything. Just build the logic and put it in the chat box. Just write down in notepad and you can paste that code here. I mean, if you feel somewhat difficulty while typing in the chat box. Have you completed this? Two members already responded, so I'll take the so I'm taking it. Yes. First, we need to take the input from user. So we need scanner class. So we have created the scanner class and we are taking the inputs and we are assigning it to some variables A and B here. So we need to do the swapping. So for that case, we are taking extra variable and we are holding a value into that, and then we are doing swapping, like assigning b to a, and then temp contains a value, so we are assigning temp to b. So through this we can achieve swapping of two numbers. It's very easy program, right? Yeah. So uh, the program is so far adding on to this. No, I mean swap the variables without using third variable. Swap without using third variable. Like you took temp variable, right? So don't take extra variable, but try to swap it. How can you do this? Just build that swap logic, that's it. No need to write scanner and all because you already mentioned those things in this program, scanner and all. Just build this logic, that's it. These three lines. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. It's 11:08. Let's discuss it. 11:10. Yeah, it's correct, Panjali. Yeah, most of you are correct. It's like, sorry, I'll take this example. I mean, Pranjali's one. So it's simple, right? A equals to A plus B and B equal to A minus B, and then you can use A equal to A minus B. This is very simple basic program, right? Do you need any dry run for this, or are you okay? Can we continue to the next task? Yours is also correct, I repeat. Can we proceed, or do you need any dry run? Why we are using A plus B and then A minus B in the proceed? Okay. So you have, for this swapping, you have used extra variable. So I ask you to I ask you to write a program without taking extra variable. So you used some arithmetic operators, like this. You have used arithmetic operators. So can you swap the elements without using arithmetic operators? What are arithmetic operators available in Java? What are arithmetic operators available? Plus, minus, into, division, right? Yes, correct. So can we swap two elements without using arithmetic operators? If it is yes, then give me that logic itself. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. We'll discuss it 11:13. No, without using temp and without using arithmetic operators, I'm asking Satvika. Without taking extra variable and arithmetic operators. Great. I could say responses. Very good. Yeah, correct, Haripriya. We can achieve this using XOR operation. I'll take your code itself. Say here I'm writing. So here you have written A equal to A plus B and B equal to A minus B. Here A equal to A minus B, right? Similar to that, instead of using arithmetic operators, you can use XOR. This operator is nothing but XOR. So the XOR truth table is like, if any condition is 1, then it is 1. If both are same values, then it will be 0. For example, 0 0, it will be 0 only. And if it is 0 1, the output will be 1. If it is 1 and 0, the output will be 1. If it is 1 and 1, it will be 0 only. So if you get same input, then it will be 0. If you get different input, the output will be 1. So you can do the dry run by taking these values like A and B, and you can try to do this. You can convert it to binary, and you can check uh, this XOR operation. Okay. Can we proceed for next task? Okay, great. The second task is, I'll give you, yeah, thank you for confirmation. So take input from user 1 2 3 4 maybe, and just reverse it. Print the reverse of that number. I'll give you 5 minutes for this. Just build the logic. That's it. If you need extra time, let me know through the chat box. 11:13 now. We'll discuss it 11:18. 1 8. What about others? Mostly Haripriya, Pranjali, Satvik are responding. What about you, Soumya, and Neerja, and others? Do you need extra time, or are you facing any difficulties? Most of you are already giving the answers, and those are correct. And Pranjali, you have to modify small thing in the second condition, sorry, second statement in while loop, the reverse statement. You have to modify something. Just think about it. What about you, Satvika, Neeraja, Saumya? Do you need extra time or facing any difficulties while writing the code? We still have 2 more minutes. Yes, Pranjali, that's correct. Satvika, you know the logic but unable to write the code properly. No issues, whatever. Try to write it and put it in the chat box. If you are written it wrongly, you could know. I'll let you know in which statement you have did a wrong thing, so that you could understand your mistakes too. Yeah, write it, Satvika. Open the notepad and write the logic and then put it in the chat box. Or using phone or laptop for watching, I mean, to attend the session. Laptop. Then you can have, I mean, you have that notepad app, right? You can open it and you can type that code and then you can put it in the chat box. Yeah, it's almost 11:18. So let's discuss this. Not discussing, just I'm taking one of your example only. So this is the example, sorry, this is the program written by Haripriya and Pranjali as well. So if you say this, they took reverse number equal to 0 and they are trying to iterate it while number is less than 0 or not equal to 0. And they are taking reminder. We need that. How can we get that last number, this number, by using modulus operator only. So they are doing modulus operator to get this number, and then they are assigning it to reverse variable. So each time reverse should be multiplied. First time it should be one digit only, but next time it should be 43, and then next iteration it should be 432, and next iteration it should be 4321. So that's the reason each time they're multiplying with 10 and adding new value to it. And then each time definitely after completing this 4, we don't need this 4, we need 3. So for that case, they are dividing with 10. So yeah, through this code snippet, we can get the reverse of a number. So is it clear, everyone? We already discussed these programs during conditional statements and loop conditions sessions. Yeah, good, Soumya. So after this, then check whether the number is palindrome or not. Adding on to this program, just check whether the number is palindrome or not. Whatever you have written, just take that and modify the snippet according to the problem statement and uh, update that in the chat box. Talking on mute. Pranjali, in your code, you are checking reverse equal to a, right? Will it give expected value? Like what will be the a value after while loop execution? You have to modify little bit in your code. Yeah, now it's correct, Pranjali. What about others? It's simple, right? Like here you already written code. Okay. Yeah, good. I had free. So you already written the logic for reversing a number. So all you need to check is whether the reverse of a number is equal to given number or not. But here you are already using a number. So after this loop, n will be 0. So to avoid that, I'm just assigning some this n value to some temp variable, and I'll check whether my reverse of a number is equal to given number or not. If it is yes, I'll print palindrome here, palindrome, or else not. In else condition, if it is not a palindrome, you can print it is not a palindrome. Okay, it's a simple thing. But all you need to remember is your n will change after executing this while loop. So better to take extra variable to store this n value. Okay. So yeah, it's completed. Write a program to count number of digits in a given number. For example, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of digits are 4 digits, right? You have to give that. If the input is 876, total number of digits available are 3. If I give 1 digit. So this is the task. Can you do this? Satvika, are you able to build the logic? Try to write down whether it is wrong or right. Yeah, put it in the chat box if you are writing the code. Correct. Uh, it won't execute properly, Pranjali. Do the dry run once. Yeah, it's correct, Sonia. It will execute. Pranjali, in while loop, you are checking a not equal to 0, but each time the a is not decrementing, right? You are not updating the a value. Yeah, now it's correct. So no need of taking this reminder statement, Pranjali. So the code is looks like this. This is the code. Give me a minute. Sorry. So this is the code. So each time, like for example, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You just need to count number of digits, right? So once you count this, you don't need this. Once you count this, you don't need this. Once you count this, you don't need this. So each time your n should be first, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you count it, the n should be 1, 2, 3. After counting this digit as well, the n should be this one. After this, after that doing this, n should be 0. This is how it should uh, execute, right? So for that case, we have n equal to n by 10. Like we can use this division to avoid the digits to reduce the n value. So for that case, we can use, and we can each time we can count it. So till which point we have to stop? Sorry, to which point we have to do this? Till n is less than 0, till n is not equal to 0. We can do this. Okay. So to do most of you are correct. So the next task is Um, I'll give you 10. So you have to print factors for this 10. Yeah, factors for this 10. 1 will be the factor 2, 5, and 10. That's it, right? Yeah. Output should be like this. Or else you can print it in new lines as well like this. Anything would be fine. Yes, it's correct, Harpreet. Like take input as like from the user, not directly. Like if it is 12, it should give 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 12. I'll give you 2 more minutes. You can write the logic and put it in the chat box. Yeah, it's correct. Eventually, it will execute. So the logic is, we know definitely the factors start from 1 to till that number, right? Till that number. If I'm assuming this, I'll assign this number to n variable. So definitely the factors start from 1 to till that number. So when you know the initialization and base condition to check, so we can use for loop, right? Which is the better in this case. So you can use for loop and you can iterate from 1 to till that number. And each time you have to check whether our number is divisible by that particular, I mean, in this iteration number or not. If it is exactly divisible, then it is a factor. You can print it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's correct. I think you written it in Python. Yeah. So I'll take this example. Sorry, I take this code. So this is the code written by Pranjali and it will execute properly. So see, we need to iterate from 1 to till that number. So she is taking the value from the user and assigning it to num variable. So she is iterating from 1 to till that number, and each time we need to check whether the given input is divisible by this number or not, like the numbers which are iterating. So if it is exactly divisible, you can print it, or else no need to do any action. Okay. So after this, so I'll give you 12 and you need to print each number factors. For example, if it is 1, you have it, the factor will be 1 only, right? And then 2, the factors will be 1 and 2. If it is 3, you have to print 1, 3. Yeah. And 4, the factors are 1, 2, 4, and 5, 1 and 5. For 6, 1, 2, 3, and then 6. So for example, if you take 8, maybe 11 is very large number, you will get many outputs. So if the input is 8, so you have to print these values, like, and also 7. 1 and 7 are factors, and 8. 1, 2, 4, and then 8. So this should be my output. How can you print it? Like, you have to give factors in this range for all the numbers within this range. Did you understand? Okay, you practiced in Python. and you're confusing in Java. Yeah, no issues. Whatever the language you prefer, you can take it. Anyway, the logic is same, right? For division or counting the number of digits or checking the palindrome. You can write it in Python. I know Python, so I can analyze your code. So did you understand? Did all of you understand this problem statement? You need to print all the factors of the numbers within this range. Is it clear, the problem statement? Okay, then I'll give you 8 minutes for this. It's 11:36. I'll ask you at 11:44. Okay. Just see these values and then these values. You could understand, you can get the logic in your mind by seeing these values. I think 2 people responded. 2 people. I think only Pranjali responded. Yeah, it's correct, Pranjali. So I'll take Pranjali's code and explain it. So we need to iterate from, we need to find factors for all the numbers within the range. For example, if 8 is given, we are going from 1 till 8, that number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So each time it is incrementing. Right? So if you know the base condition in infinite loop to iterate from 1 to till that number, and each time it should be incremented. So after this, for each number, what we are doing, we are trying to get the factors. For example, if it is 1, we are going to 1. If it is 2, 1 and 2. If it is 4, 1, 2, 4. So which means we are checking from 1 till that number, which is same like previous code, this code. Right, and each time we need to check whether that number is divisible by the numbers less than that number. So so the logic is like, yeah, this is the logic. So you need to iterate for to get the factors for all the numbers that are in the range. We need to iterate from 1 to till that number, that input. So each time we need to find factors for each number. Like if it is starting from 1 to 8, for 1, 2, 3, 4, for all the numbers, you need to find the factors. Definitely the factors, how we will check the factors, we need to iterate from 1 to till that number. As we are using I here, we are giving I here, because here each time I will be 1, and then 2 and then 3. So for each number we are iterating from 1 to till that number, and each time we are checking whether that number is exactly divisible or not. If it is exactly divisible, then it is a factor, so we are printing it. Is it clear, everyone? So after this, write a code to find prime, whether the number is prime or not. Prime or not. I'll give you just 3 minutes for this. For example, if I give input as 8, it is not a prime. It should print not a prime. If I am giving output as 7, it is a prime number, so it has to print prime. So what is a prime number? The number which is divisible by 1 and then itself. For prime number, what you have to check? We need to definitely check all the factors. We have to go from 1 to till that number, and we need to know what are all the factors for this. For example, 1, 2, 4, 8 are factors. So it is not only divisible by 1 in itself, it is also divisible by some other number. So it is not a prime number. Not a prime. For example, if it is 7, 7 factors are 1 and 7 only. So it is divisible by only 1 and itself. So it is a prime. Only Pranjali and Haripriya are actively responding and giving the logic. What about others? Soumya and Meeraja, Satvika, and, and others who are in the session. Yeah, it's correct, Haripriya. It will execute. Yeah, it will also execute Pranjali. So, do will others need extra time, or can we discuss this? I need response from others. Haripriya and Pranjali are already provided their logic in the chat box. What about others? Please respond. Okay, we'll discuss this. Yeah, Satvika, it will work. No, it won't work actually, Satvika. You need to modify that if condition. I'll share the Pranjali's code here. Yeah, it's correct, somewhere. It will work. So, yeah, this is Pranjali's code. So she's trying iterating from 1 to 10 that number, and each time if the number is divisible, she is taking the count. And at last, after executing this for loop, she is checking whether the count is greater or greater. I think equal. We need to check equal to equal to. If the count is equal to 2, it will be prime, or else it is not a prime, right? So other way to do this is we can iterate from 2 to n. I think someone has already provided that logic. Yeah, here it is. So other way to do this is this is the way you can iterate from 2 to n, and you can check whether it is divisible by this number or not. If it is divisible, definitely it is not a prime, right? And after completing this for loop, I mean, once it is not a prime, you can return it like this. I mean, no need to return, and semicolon is nothing but no need to return anything. It's like return nothing only. So we can do this way, but in this way, you need to take extra care for edge cases. For example, if n is 2, I mean the input is 2, will it execute? 1 minute. Yeah, it 2 modulus 2. Yeah, it won't execute, right? It won't give the correct, it will execute, but it won't give the proper unexpected output. So for that case, before for loop itself, you need to check if n is equal to 2. If n equal to 2, then give prime number or else go for this for loop. I mean, here it's also you can print prime and you can return. No need of return. Uh, like Satvika, once you know, like for example, if n is 8 and you are iterating from 2 to till that number, right? I mean, before that number actually, because each number will divisible by 1 and itself. So that, so for 8, is 8 divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible by 2, right? So here we are just simply giving it is not a prime and we are returning nothing. Like it will exit from this method. It won't do the execution for remaining iterations. So if I didn't mention this return here, if I didn't mention return here, what will happen? It will check where I mean 8 modulus 2 is equal to 0, so it will print not a prime. And then it will check I plus plus. What will be I value? 3. 3 modulus 8 modulus 3 is not equal to 0. Fine. But 4, again it will check 8 modulus 4 is equal to 0. 8 is divisible, exactly divisible by 4. So again, it will give not a prime. So instead of doing that, once you get it's not a prime, just return nothing. Just stop execution there itself. Okay. So this is the code. And do you know how to write a code for to get just do this? I'll give you the task, but do this after the session. Like if I give 10 as a input, you have to print all the prime numbers within that range. 2, 3, 5, 7, right? These are the prime numbers within the range 10, right? You have to print like this. So it's same, you need to use extra a loop for this. So do it after the session. So, and after this, I'll give you one pattern and you have to print that pattern. One pattern is, for example, if I give n as 4, you have to print 4 by 4 matrix and all the values should uh, filled with stars. Can you do this? It's very, very easy pattern. I'll give it 2 minutes. Yeah, square matrix only, Soumya. N by n. So the logic looks like this. So you need, as it is n by n matrix, you definitely need two loops. One is outer loop for rows and the inner loop is for, I mean, iterating over columns. So you used one and you given one and you are checking one is less than or equal to n, similar to that columns. And each time you have to print stars with space. And after each column, we need to go for, sorry, after completing each row, you have, for the next row, you have to print it in new line. So for that case, you are using this. Yeah, most of you are correct. Yes, it's correct. So the next pattern is, this is the pattern you have to print. If the n is 4 and for square matrix only, like square matrix is nothing but rows and columns are same, n by n. Okay. So, and matrix, and you have to print like this. So for your purpose, to understand it better, I'll write it in matrix format. You need to go by rows and then columns only, but for columns, we are not printing few uh, fields. So observe the pattern and write the logic. Yeah, it's correct, Harpreet. It will work. So I'll give you 2 more minutes. For the same program itself, just I mean, you can modify. No need to take the notepad and write down. You can just modify the snippet and you can update that in the chat box. Yeah, it's correct, Sonia. Yeah, it's correct, Pranjali. Yeah. So the logic is, if you observe the pattern, we are just printing a file. We definitely we have to go by rows and then by columns. So we are taking one loop which is iterating from 0 to n minus 1. Similar to that for columns, A is 0 to n minus 1. So if you observe the pattern, we are stopping here like 0, 0, and then we are not going, then 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 3, 3. So we are going till j is less than or equal to I, right? So if j is 0, we are printing 0, 0. And then here I is 0, but j is 1, which j is greater than I1. So we are not going. Similar to this, similar with this field for these fields as well. And if it is 1, 1, 0, j is less than I, so it is okay. 1, 1, j is less than is equal to I, then fine. But here j is greater than I, we shouldn't print it. So the logic should be j less than or equal to I only. So here itself, if you just instead of n, if you put this, it will give that pattern. Yeah, yeah. I mean, whoever provided provided the logic in the chat box, all are correct only. So then next task is you have to print like this. Yeah, suffocates correct. So if you want it in matrix format, well, for the first row we are printing all the stars, and in the next row we are printing just 3 stars in this 4 minus 1, and then 2 stars and then 1 star. In Pranjali, it should be I. You have to decrement the I instead of increment. Yeah, it's correct, Soumya, Panjali, and Harpriya. I'll give you one more minute for others to provide their logic. It's simple. Like we need to get 4 stars in the first row, I mean zeroth row, and then 3 stars, and then 2 stars, 1 star, decrementing from n2, from n2 till 1. So the code looks like this. I'll take Anjali's code. So this is the code. For each row, we need, excuse me, we need to get first row, we need to get 4 and then 3, 2, 1. So instead of assigning from 1 to till number, so I'm assigning from number and I'm checking is it greater than or equal to 1, and each time it has to decrement, I'm decrementing that. And for zeroth row, we need to get all the stars in all columns. So for that case, I'm just iterating from 1 and then I'm checking for GI is less than or equal to I or not. So definitely it will execute, and here you have to give the space. So and after completing each row, for next row you have to enter it. I mean you have to provide the output in next line. So for that case, we are using this println here. Is it clear, everyone? Or any doubts? Can we proceed or any doubts? Clear. Okay. The next problem is I'll give you collection of elements, array elements. Find the maximum element in this array. Find max and find min as well in the same program. Max is 8 and min is 1. And if I give you another input, so in this case, the maximum element is 15, minimum element is 2. I'll give you 5 minutes for this. We can discuss it qualitatively. Pranjali, in your code, use both if conditions, not if and else if. Okay. So let me take Haripriya's program. Yeah, here it is. So first she is initialized max and min variables with the first element in the array, and then each time she is iterating from 1 to till I mean n minus 1 actually. I mean length array dot length minus 1 length. So she is using less than, so it will go till n length minus 1 only. So each time she is checking whether the a of I is greater than max. If it is maximum, like if this value is maximum, then it should be the max value, not the a of 0. So for that case, she is updating max value with new value. Similar to that, she is checking whether a of I is less than min. If it is less than, she is updating the minimum value. So after executing this for loop, your max will have contain a maximum value in the array list, and min will contain minimum element in the array list. Okay. Yeah, most of your I think Soumya also provided. Yeah, it's correct, Soumya. It will execute. So after this, the next task is I'll give you one array which is unsorted. I'll give you the target element, maybe 10. You need to search whether that element is available or not, present or not. If it is present, just give present or else not present or not exist. Okay. It's an unsorted array. Build the logic. That's it. For this, I'll give you 3 minutes. Excuse me. So this is the code written by Haripriya and it will execute properly. So as you have to check in unsorted array, you need to check from zeroth element to till last element. So for that case, she is using for loop and then each time she is checking whether the element is equal to our target element or not. If it is equal, the element is found. So we can print the element is found and no need to do next iteration. So for that case, she is written nothing here. So if after this loop, if the element is doesn't exist, so we need to inform to the user that element is doesn't exist. So for that case, she is using one more println after for loop. I think Pranjali also did the same thing. It will work. Okay, can we proceed for the next task? Or any doubts? Proceed. Okay. So I'll give you the sorted array. Now I'll give you the target as well. You need to find whether it is present or not. How can we do that? You can achieve that using this one as well, like a linear search as well. You can go from zeroth element to till that last element, and you can compare whether that element is our target element or not. But I don't want to do that. Just optimize your code. Optimize your code. In other terms, use binary search. I'll give you 5 minutes for this. It's 12:16. I'll ask you at 12:21. Yeah, it's correct, Satvika, for linear search. Try to use a binary search for this. Yeah, okay. I'm asking you for this 12th task as well, Satvika. If the input is in sorted order and you need to check whether particular target is present or not, better to use binary search. So try to do that program as well. First, you need to check get the mid value, and you need to check whether the mid is equal to our target or not. If it is yes, then you can print present, or else you have to check whether the target is less than mid. If it is less than, you can check it in left portion, or if it is greater than, you can check it in right portion. Do you need extra time for this? I didn't see any responses in the chat. Okay. Yeah, it's correct, Panchali. What about others? Do you need extra time to do this, or can we discuss? I'll give you 1 more minute. Yeah, your code is also works correctly. So the code is looks like this. So we are initializing left and right pointers here. Left is pointing to 0th index and right is pointing to n-1 index at first. So, and we'll get the mid value based on these values like left plus right by 2. And then we'll check whether our mid value is equal to our target or not. So she did the same thing. So if uh, array of mid value, that value is equal to target, it is present, so you no need to sorry, just return nothing, that's it, to exit from the uh, uh, method. So after this, if mid value is not the target value, then we have to check whether it is greater value or lesser value. If it is greater value, like if our mid value is greater than target value, that means the target is lies at left portion of that mid value, right? So for that case, we can ignore, like if our value is greater, for example, if I give you 1 here, if 6 is greater than 1, then definitely it lies in this position only, right? So we can ignore these values. For that case, I'll just initialize right with mid minus 1 index. If it is not greater than target value, if it is less than target value, definitely it lies right portion. So our left should be moved to mid plus 1. So we have to iterate till left is less than or equal to right. So after this, if we didn't find that element, we need to print that element doesn't exist. So for that case, we are using one more println statement here. Is it clear, everyone? Can we proceed? Okay. So for now I'll give you few programs, but try to do this in your home after this session, maybe whenever you get some free time. So note down all these tasks. So one is I'll give you I'll give you the some collection of elements, array of elements, and or else I'll write it in notepad and put it in the chat box. So the first task is input is collection of or array of elements and output should be in sorted order. Should be sorted order. Like if I give you 1, 7, 0, 9, or else 9, 2, 2, 3. So the output should be in sorted order, like 0, 1, 2. So 0, 1, 2, 2, and then 3, 7, and 9. So this should be the output. Okay. Is it clear? The first task. Is it clear, everyone? The second task is take 2 array of inputs and sort those. The input is array of sorted array of inputs. First input array array 1 equal to 1, 4. Excuse me. And the second array is 5 or else 3, 6, 11, 100. Okay. So the output should be you have to give one output and it should contain all these array 1 and array 2 elements, and all the elements array should be in sorted order. Yeah, this should be my output. So we already discussed this type of program yesterday. So what is the concept we can use here? I told you, yeah, merge sort only, but this is not a merge sort actually. Like merge sort is like uh, we will get some unsorted array of elements and then we need to sort it. Yeah, some logic in merge sort. What does that logic means? What does that approach? That approach has some name. Did you remember the terminology? It's a two-pointer approach actually. It's two-pointer approach. You can point two pointers here and you can check and compare. And the next thing is I'll give you input is of collection array of elements only. Input 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'll give you one target element. Models, one. I'll give the output as 10 here. Sorry, target as 10. And you need to check whether a, like adding any two elements in the array will make 10 or not. For example, first 2 plus 4, it is 6, it is not 10, right? After that 2 plus 6, it will be 8 only. 2 plus 8, 10. It will give 10, right? Sum of any two elements. And also 4 plus 6. So at any point, if adding any two elements in the array giving the target, then you have to print you have to print you have to print um, those elements. You need to print those elements, or else you can print the elements, or just you can print exist. That is also fine. Okay. And the next thing is, so similar to this, I'll give you 10 here and 10, not 10, maybe 2 here. And you need to check whether division of any two elements giving the uh, a reminder as not reminder quotient as 2 or not. For example, 2 by 4, it's 2 only, right? 4 by 2, it is also the quotient is 2 only, 2 to the 4. So it should print exist or else doesn't exist. Did you understand these problem statements so far? Okay. Then, sorry. Try to do merge sort. Implement merge sort algorithm. Merge sort on given input. Okay. Transpose of a matrix. Take n by n matrix. N by n matrix, which is nothing but square matrix. So the transpose of it. Okay. For example, you know the transpose, right? I will tell you. For example, if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What is the transpose of it? The rows becomes column becomes rows, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. This should be my output. If it is this input, you need to give the transfer, you need to provide transpose of that given matrix. Okay. And you can do some arithmetic operations on matrix like addition, multiplication, and all. Okay. And I'll give you, yeah. Perform, take string and perform operations on it. Different string operations. Like checking whether the string contains digits or not, alphabets or not, vowels or not, consonants, all these operations. Okay. Is all the, I mean, are you clear with the all these problem statements or any doubts? Clear? Are you able to do, or do you need any help? Like while seeing the problem itself, we'll get some brute force approach in our mind, right? So did you get it, or do you need any help on this problem statement? Able to do? Great. So I'll paste this. And apart from this, do apply all the OOPS concepts in one real world example. example. Okay. Yeah. I mentioned all the programs here. You can find those in the chat box. Okay. So after this, you can, I think some practice questions will also be there. Chandra and team will provide those questions. You can practice those as well. So after, and okay, one few more programs are there like strong numbers and non-strong numbers. I think those will cover in practice questions. So after this, I think someone asked about static binding and dynamic binding, right? I think Haripriya. Yeah. Do you know the polymorphism concept? Did you understand polymorphism concept, Haripriya? One thing in many forms. Yeah. Did you understand the difference between compile time polymorphism and dynamic, sorry, runtime polymorphism? Which concepts will, how can we achieve compile time polymorphism? I mean, is it method overloading or method overriding? Compile time. I'm asking compile time. Yeah, it's method overloading, right? Yeah. So in method overloading, what will happen? What normally happens, like in the same class itself, we can have same method and the signature will be same, but the number of parameters, the type of parameters are different, right? So what will happen means while JVM is compiling it, it will check this methods and it will compile it in bytecode. Okay, it will bind it compile time itself. And not only this method overloading concept, the variables which are the static variables, static methods, and then this type of method overloading as well, like the same method and different parameters. Okay, so these will bind at compile time itself, which means while JVM is trying to compile it, it will check few reserved keywords like static and some things, and based on that, it will compile it. I mean, it will bind at compile time itself. Okay. What it means is, for example, I have one class, I created, for example, let's take this class's name as demo. Okay. I created object for this demo class. D, demo equal to, like this. I created it and I'm calling, for example, it is add method and it is also add method. Here it is taking 3 values and here it is taking only 2 values. So here it will call, we are passing 10 and 20. So which method will we call? The first or second? This is the first method. This is the second method. Which method will call? First, definitely first method, right? Because it is, we are only passing 2 parameters, not 3 parameters. As it is binding at compile time, JVM will have that information. We have 2 add methods. One is taking 2 parameters and another is taking 3 parameters. So as we are passing only 2 parameters, it will, as it is already binded at compile time, it won't get any confusion. It won't take any extra step. It will directly go and call this function. Okay. Is it clear so far, Haripriya, or any doubts? Not only Haripriya, others as well. Yeah, and if it is a static method, for example, if these methods are static, how can we call? Static methods we can call using class name itself directly without creating object. Demo.add method 10 and 20. So here also no need of object creation. We can directly call it with a class name, and it is as it is binded at compile time. It won't throw any error or it doesn't need any extra step to check whether this check the object variable and this method and these parameters. Okay, but if it is a overriding method overriding, Like method overriding means we'll be having one parent class. Here we have add method. And here we have child class. Here also this child class is overriding this add method. Okay. Maybe it is taking two parameters. It is also taking two parameters exactly. I mean, the signature is same. So how can we call, for example, if I'm creating object for parent class and I'm trying to call add method. Maybe here instead of writing a plus b, maybe I mistakenly written a minus b. So here the implementation is a plus b. Okay, just assume it. So if I call p dot add, so which method will call? Which is in parent or the method which is in child? In parent, because the object is bind to parent class, right? Okay, if I create object for child class and I trying to call the add method by passing two parameters, so which method will call the method which is in parent or child? Definitely in child method. So if you observe this, here the method signature is same, but the JVM is calling the methods depending upon the object type. Here it is P. P's type is parent. It is binding to, it is referring to parent class. But here the object is C. If you see its type, it is child class object. So based on the object, it is calling the method, right? But in previous method overloading, is it checking the object? Does it taking any extra step to check whether this is a parent class object or child class object? No, right? It's just simply it's like method overloading only. We have only single method with those parameters. Because method with child object but parent means I didn't get it. 1 minute. Let me complete this and we'll uh, address your query, Haripriya. So in method overloading, we are just simply concentrating on number of parameters, right? Even though the method is same, maybe the parameter size or type of parameters are different. So it doesn't need any extra step to check. So it will bind at compile time. So it will automatically call the respective method with that respective parameters, which contains the respective parameters. Is it clear? Compile time. So the compile time, the other name is static binding. Why static means all the way like static methods, static variables, and these type of method signature will bind it compile time, which is also called as static, as most of those are bind to class. Okay, but in method overriding, we are calling the methods depending upon the object type. So definitely object will create at runtime only, right? Not in compile time. Compile time will only check the any compilation issues and it will move it to bytecode like that, right? So it won't do any extra steps. But in runtime, we can create the object. By seeing this, the JVM will understand to create the object. So during runtime itself, while running itself, it will create the object. So based on the object, it will call that respective method, parent method or child method. Okay, so it is doing dynamically. I mean, the runtime is also called as dynamic. Okay. So depending upon the object, it is calling the method. So it is taking extra step to check the type of the object, whether it is parent class object or child class object. So this will done at runtime only. So which is also called as dynamically, like it is changing rapidly. Like here it is P. So it's P dot add, so it will go and execute parent class add method. Here it is C type, C dot add. It will go and execute child class add method. So it is changing dynamically during runtime. Is it clear the static binding difference and difference between static binding and dynamic binding. Is it clear, Harpriya? Yeah. And coming to your query, ma'am, what happens when we call same method? Yeah, I'm checking that. Parent equal to new child. P dot add of 10 comma 20. So here it is a parent, sorry, it is a child class object. Did you remember upcasting and downcasting class? Yeah, and also in abstraction also we'll pass the reference only. So it will go and execute in child class only. Did you remember? I think open that once. Sorry, it will execute in parent class method only because it is a upcasting, like we are going from child to parent. Child, and then the type is parent type. So child to parent. This upcasting, this is not a proper upcasting. Yeah, 1 minute. It will execute parent class only. I think. Yeah, yeah, upcasting child to parent. It will go and execute in parent class method only. Haripya. 1 minute, I'll check the. It's not opening. Meanwhile, do you have any other doubts apart from the static binding, dynamic binding, polymorphism concepts? Any other doubts? What about others? Is it clear, everyone, or any doubts? Clear? I need more responses. This is the last session in programming language. Are you facing any difficulties while writing the code or understanding the concept or whatever the of issue it is? Let me check this. Demo typecast. It's I think we modified the. I think we have. While doing different programs, we were. I think I modified the code. Multiple inheritance. Okay. It is also. Yeah, I think I modified the code, Haripriya. I can't show you now. But can you try from your end? It's just try create one parent class and create one child class and try to do this. But mention mention different implementations in each class. If you provide same implementation, you can't find which one it is calling. Okay. So, and apart from this, do you have any other doubts? Anyone? Or facing any issues? This is the last session. We have only 10 minutes left. So let me know if you are facing any issues or stuck on anywhere or any concept. I didn't get any responses. Clear? Okay. How did you feel about this program? Is it useful or what are your thoughts on it? How are you feeling about this program? I didn't get any responses. Just tell whether it is, I mean, you have your thoughts, right? Maybe you are very good at programming and maybe this may seems like uh, just okay kind of thing. And if you are not good at program, you feel it is very useful like that, right? You will be having your thoughts in your mind, right? Okay, what about others? Only Pranjal and Haripriya responded. Did you get any confidence to attend the interviews, to write the programs by this program? Okay, great. So we completed the programming language session. So my suggestions are practice every day. Like take any one object-oriented programming language, Java or Python, whatever it is. It's totally up to you. But practice daily. You can choose HackerRank or CodeChef or LeetCode or HackerYear. So all these platforms you will get different programs or problem statements. So try to do those daily wise. And if you, I mean, spend only 15 to 20 minutes to get the logic. If you are not getting that logic, then try to see other submissions, or you can use other websites to get the output. I mean, to get the logic and do the dry run and yeah, practice it. And I want all of you to be settled in very uh, reputed MNCs and good companies. Yeah, all the best, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Surya.
Yeah, thank you, Chandra.
Yeah, thank you for all the sessions. So further we will miss you. Yes.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Surya. So guys, I'm sharing the attendance link. Please mark your attendance. And tomorrow we have a quantitative aptitude session, 6:30 to 9 p.m. Okay. Any more questions, you can let me know, or else we'll wind up the session. Okay. Okay. I think there is no more questions. Yes. Yeah, good to go. So thank you for joining. We'll meet on tomorrow. Up to then, take care. Bye bye. Have a great day. When we'll get programming questions? So after this class, you will get in LMS. Okay, we uploaded in LMS. You just check in the LMS. Okay.